Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with another YouTube video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing, I believe this is part number 5 of the reviewing the whole MCU. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Avengers 2012. So yeah, this is or the Avengers 1 or the Avengers, whatever you call it, Avengers 1 essentially. Uh so yeah, anyways, let's get into it. So first I want to give my initial thoughts followed by bad, the good, and then my final kind of thoughts as well as a score. So yeah, Avengers 1 definitely was an interesting movie. I gotta say the least. It was like one of the first team up movies in Marvel, but or technically that's not true because you got like Fantastic Four and stuff. But yeah, I'll just say it was one of the team up movies that was like an ensemble of different movies. For example, we all had seen previous movies such as Thor, Iron Man 1 and 2, and Captain America, the first Avenger. So it was an ensemble of different movies. So, and I believe this is like the first time this really ever kind of happened. So I could be wrong with that. So my apologies if I am not. But if I look back at least Marvel heroes and stuff in live action, they have teams like such as X-Men and Fantastic Four, but they never had movies before that. For that being said, though, it was an interesting way, first of its kind. It was really cool to see this happen. Yeah. Anyways, let's go. Let's move into the bad. First of all, in terms of the bad, there's not really too much bad to say the least. I mean, I wouldn't say there's too crazy. There's not that many bads. Firstly, in terms of bad parts, honestly, I would just say it's missing like a big team. Like I would have loved to see perhaps maybe all these characters team up once. And I mean all these characters, not just Iron Man, Captain America and Thor. I want to see all of them teamed up. So that's one thing. I wanted to kind of see all of them team up, but it's not necessarily super bad or anything. It's just personally I would have rather that happen. But I mean, I guess they're on a crunch for time and stuff, so it's not too bad from what we gotten. I mean, it's not like we didn't see all these characters interact or anything, but it would have been interesting maybe perhaps for them to like be field tested or something first, and then kind of like that breakup scene, and then the ending. That would have made it a little bit more smooth and stuff. I think it just could have been a little bit better in that part, but yeah. Now in terms of the fact that Hawkeye, for example, was essentially mind wiped and evil for most of the movie. I say evil in quotation marks because it wasn't like he was really evil. I just felt like that was a little bit much on that part. I felt they kind of shouldn't have done that because we really had no emotion towards Hawkeye. Like when, for example, yeah, I was like fighting him and stuff. Like we or Black Widow was fighting him and stuff. Like we had no attachment to this guy whatsoever. We had no clue who we, well, we had a clue who he was, but I mean, like we never really built that relationship with Hawkeye to where it'd be like, no Hawkeye and stuff like that. So it really just like was just like a random guy just turned. That was one thing I kind of disliked about it. And honestly, bringing on that more forward, essentially, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the handlement of characters in this. I would say Hawkeye wasn't like he was very bad in this movie. I did not like him. I mean, yeah, towards the end he was alright, but I mean, throughout the movie he was a pretty bad character. Not a huge fan of that. As well. I mean, Hulk was handled pretty well. He wasn't handled too bad. Iron Man was handled pretty decently. Captain America was pretty decently. He did make some good lines and stuff. Thor was alright. Black Widow was kind of just meh a little bit. Like it kind of felt like again like I don't know really what was going through whoever wrote this movie's mind, thinking oh it's just four characters here plus two random side characters. I'm pretty sure that's what some whoever's writing this thought. Like you only got spotlight for certain characters and not really the other ones. So there was that. In terms of like how I thought the villain was of Loki, I understand he was supposed to serve a point, but I mean, I can't even lie. They just made Loki look like a fool in this movie. I'll just say that. Um, do I fully well approve of the fact that Loki was used as the main villain here? Not really. I mean, I understand they're trying to prove a point and trying to make him like a gateway villain to the bigger villain. That's a good point, but I mean, if we're looking at this from just him, what he has accomplished, what we're feeling like, it kind of sucked a little bit. I can't even lie. Like, what really makes Loki a good villain isn't from this movie. It's from like Thor and Thor: Dark World, Ragnarok. Sorry. So it's from there. It's not really from Avengers 1. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, that wasn't really all that interesting. Now, yeah, and then the next thing as well is like this movie feels very bland in terms of writing. I mean, it did have interesting plot points, but it just felt very bland. I would honestly say this is easy bottom two of in terms of like bland writing in phase one. It wasn't really written too great, like good or anything like that. It just kind of was written as like a team up movie, essentially a general term. Someone was probably told, "Oh, here's characters, team them up, do it, and make sure they're a team at the end of the movie." But I mean, break them up so we get some more attachment to them, and then yeah, that's probably what they were told, and that's exactly what we kind of got. Um, so yeah, that's about it for the bad. In terms of the good, there's quite a few different good plot points. Firstly, I really liked how personally this is from my own standpoint, but I really like the attachment to the characters. Like my personal preference in movies is always I would like to feel an attachment, feel for the character, not be like, I don't care what happens to so and blah blah blah. I want to feel like, damn man, like how this guy die, or damn, like he just suffered a tremendous loss or something. Like you want to feel with the protagonist. So that's exactly what happened. I felt like throughout this movie you were getting more and more attachment, at least to like one or two characters in this team. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of them because honestly, I'm not like super attached to all of them. But I mean, I was attached to a few of them. For example, Iron Man, Captain America, and kind of Hulk. I just felt that like larger scale emotional attachment to them, which is cool. Uh, so that's something I liked about this movie. Next thing I liked personally, I liked the action sequences. I thought the action sequences were really good. I enjoyed them. My favorite part, personally, I liked that whole helicarrier scene. That's pretty good. I really enjoyed that as well. I liked the, of course, the ending battle. That was pretty awesome. And yeah, I just really liked the fight sequences. I thought it was really fun to see that happen. See your favorite superheroes team up and fight these villains, and I thought it was really cool and enjoyable throughout the movie. A next thing I liked as well is the CGI. CGI was pretty good in this movie. Like I'd say it's either one or two in phase one. I thought the CGI was really remarkable, especially with all those Shatari. I think that's how you pronounce it, Shatari. Um, yeah, those are all generated, as well as Hulk. You can even see Hulk is completely CGI'd, which is really cool. I really like that. That's something I really liked about the new version of the Hulk, was that the fact that he looked really realistic towards Mark Ruffalo, which is really cool. Uh, yeah. Anyways, another thing I kind of liked. I mean, the costume choices now looking back at it was kind of stupid, but I mean, for at the time, these were really cool costumes. I thought they were really cool, at least pretty comic accurate, pretty cool looking. But obviously now times have changed. We've seen more cooler costumes from them, but I mean, at the time, I thought the costumes were pretty cool, and around this time and everything. Next thing I liked about this was the music. Of course, the different themes, the Avengers themes, that was cool. Really set the tone for the movie. Was really interesting. I like that. And then another thing, the last thing I want to talk about is I like the purpose of the villain. I know I just said I didn't really like Loki as a villain for this movie, but I mean, the purpose he serves to essentially provide a gateway in towards a bigger villain, and they actually even show it. They even show Thanos in this movie. Yeah, show Thanos, and in the sense that again, you're proving a gateway to an even bigger bad, which was really cool. And this also does set up for the long run, uh, for the long run of the MCU. It sets it up very well, and the fact that we could get more stuff spawned off from this movie, which we do eventually see. But anyways, that's pretty much it though. Oh, sorry. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. My apologies. All right, final thoughts. I thought this movie was pretty interesting. Good for its time. I mean, obviously, as time has gone on, in my opinion, my view on the movie's gotten a little bit worse. But I mean, it still holds up. It's not too bad, but it's not the greatest or anything. Uh, but I would rank it in terms of like Avengers movie. I'd rank it like easily third out of the four movies. It's nothing too bad or anything, but just like again, there's minor thing like minor wrongs throughout the movie and stuff like that. But I mean, it was good for its time, especially becoming like the first ensemble of different films into a team up movie, which was really cool, and I liked. But anyways, that's pretty much it though. In terms of my score, I'd honestly give it probably 7.5, 8 out of 10. But yeah, that's pretty much it though. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.